So, and yes, I am recording 3 videos in the same night because I saw 3 movies and I haven't recorded a movie review in a while because I lost confidence in myself. And I still don't have much confidence in my ability to review movies, but we're doing it anyway because I feel like it. Oh my god, what time is it? Okay, so on Sunday, I think it was, I saw the movie Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. And I was excited to see this movie because M. Night Shyamalan is known for like his plot twists. And I had seen the trailer for this movie, but they kind of like spoil the plot twist in the trailer. So the premise of the movie is that a man is taking his daughter to a concert, like Taylor Swift style, and there's a bunch of cops there, and the man finds out that the cops got a tip that some serial killer is going to be at the concert, so they're trying to like catch the killer at the concert. The twist is that the father is the serial killer. Okay, so that's like the plot twist, and you find that out in the first 5 minutes. So if you're angry at me for telling you that, A, why did you click on this video? You know that this is a summary. B, grow up. It's also in the trailer, so get over yourself. Okay, so I enjoyed the movie. My biggest issue with it is that it just feels like a thriller that doesn't like have a good concrete ending. It just feels like it's almost like you're just watching an ongoing chase scene that just ends. Like it doesn't have like a good ending. It just is like chase scene and then they're chasing and then like fade to black is what it feels like, you know. And I wanted there to be more of a story, and there wasn't really a big plot twist besides this guy's the serial killer. And I thought that there could have been like some interesting plot twist, like what if this guy wasn't the serial killer they were looking for? He was just another serial killer who was like, shoot, how did they find out? That would have been funny. And then my other issue with the movie is that like there are kind of a lot of inaccuracies with how the police handle situations, which, to be honest, in the movies there's always inaccuracies, and in real life. But it was a little bit frustrating when you're watching it because you're like, there's no way police would have allowed this to happen. What are we doing? And the other weird thing is that M. Night Shyamalan had his daughter play like the pop star who is performing at this concert throughout the entire movie, and it is very nepotism, and it's kind of, it's like so nepotism that you almost don't mind it. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. I guess I get it, whatever. I thought she was a great singer and a pretty good actress, so like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, she's a terrible singer. But like it is kind of funny that he was just like, oh yeah, let me get my daughter to play a super famous pop star and have her sing the whole movie. This is definitely not a promotion for her other work. Like, all right, dude. So yeah, overall I think it's an enjoyable movie. It's not like scary, so if you get scared easily, I think you can still watch this. It's a very good thriller. Pacing's pretty good. I think if you're just like looking for a fun movie to watch on a Friday night, this is great, you know? Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the summary and specifically my issues with the storytelling in this movie. I have made no progress. I know I say that with like a whole blanket in my lap, but like tonight I have made no progress. Okay, so anyway, the movie like starts with the dad and the daughter going to the concert. The dad's name is Cooper. I have already forgotten the daughter. Oh, the daughter's name is Riley. And like Riley's really excited, but she has like drama with her friends right now because she's a freaking teenager, and of course teenagers have drama with their friends. And so she's like, oh wow, I'm so excited to go to this concert. And he's like, yeah, I'm excited for you. And as they're like there's like freaking SWAT teams at the concert venue already. Like most of the movie is just the dude like staring at the like practically an entire army of police officers is there. And he's like, that's weird. And it's funny because like he's reacting to it and he's like, that's weird, and nobody else seems concerned, which is so funny because like if you have an entire army of cops, which they basically did in this movie, like it's weird for nobody else to be like, huh, that's strange. So he ends up like kind of sweet, I don't want to say sweet talking, but he just like talks to one of the like retail stand people, and he's, you know, doing that serial killer thing where you like, you know, are really nice and people tell you things, and he's just like, hey, what are all these cops doing here? And the guy's like, oh yeah, they're trying to catch the butcher. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then makes his like evil face when nobody's looking, which is stupid. Like, I wonder if serial killers actually do make an evil face when nobody's looking, because it just seems dumb. Like it's funny in movies when they do that, because they'll be like, and it's like, nobody does that in real life. Like, if you're a serial killer, I feel like you'd be like, huh, and that's the whole thing. You're just smiling the whole time. So he like is talking to the retail dude, and he's like, oh wow, they're trying to catch the butcher. And then he like gets the retail dude to tell him like everything that he needs to know to like not be seen as suspicious by the cops. Like, the retail guy's like, yeah, we have these secret codes we're supposed to use so they know that we're part of the staff. And he's like, well, what's the secret code? And the guy's like, Hamilton. And it's like, first of all, retail dude, you're terrible at your job if you're giving away all of this information. And then like he like helps the retail dude with something, and he steals his employee badge so he can like go into the, you know, backstage areas. So he's like in a backstage area, and the police are having like a meeting, and they're going over the procedure, and the police are in like their full tactical gear, and he's just standing in his normal person clothes. And then he just like walks across the room, and he's like, oh, grabbing coffee. And it's like, why is nobody commenting on the fact that he's the only non-police officer in the room? Like, that's suspicious. And like, even if you wave your ID badge, they would still be like, get out. They wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, this is fine that you're in here. Like, they're going over their whole procedure. And so he steals like a police headset so he can stay up to date on what's going on. And there's some like profiler that the FBI sent who's like at the most convenient time, like every single time he turns on the channel, the woman's like, he will be calm, he will always be calm, he will try to cause chaos. Like, right as he's about to set off a fire alarm, he hears her say that, so he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. And it's like dumb how convenient the timing is. And so he like steals the police headset, and then he's walking around. He goes back to his daughter. By the way, the whole time he's doing this, his daughter's in the concert, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm gonna go get you a t-shirt. Oh, I'm gonna get a pretzel. And the daughter's like, Dad, why do you keep walking away? Like, a super valid question. And he keeps coming up with terrible excuses. But anyway, he like then decides that he needs to try to like get to the roof, because maybe he can leave if he goes through the roof, because the police are gonna ID everyone that leaves. And so he like puts a couple of bottles into a fryer, and they explode, and a girl gets like 3rd-degree burns. And while everyone's distracted, he like goes up onto the roof, almost gets caught, uses the word Hamilton to like get himself out of trouble. And it felt so useless to me, because he like learned nothing from being up on the roof. Like, he literally just like went up there and was like, cool, I cannot escape this way, and then went back inside, and it felt so pointless. And so he like goes back down with his daughter, and his daughter very conveniently is like, oh, I hope I get picked to be the dream angel. And he's like, what's the dream angel? And she's like, it's when they pick a random fan to dance with the singer on stage. So then he like finds a concert venue person who very conveniently happens to be the uncle of the singer, and he's like, hey, look, my daughter, she just got over leukemia, and she doesn't want anyone to know, so just like, thank you very much for letting your niece perform tonight. And so of course his daughter gets picked to be the dream angel, and then they're backstage, and it's a whole thing, because they get to go, you know, backstage, and he's like, oh, well, maybe we can leave out the back. And he like asks the woman, he's like, oh, can we leave out the back doors? And she's like, yeah, but then the police still have to talk to you if you're back there. So he like panics. And then the singer is called like Lady Raven. He's like, hey, can I talk to you in your dressing room for a second about my daughter's condition? And she's like, yeah. And then they're in there, and he's like, hey, so carbon monoxide will kill you in 5 minutes. And she's like, what? And he like shows a video, like a live stream of the dude that he actively has like kidnapped in one of his safe houses, and he's like, if you do anything wrong, I will turn on the carbon monoxide and he will be dead in 5 minutes. And she's like, oh my god. And so he like convinces Lady Raven to let him and his daughter get in her limo with her and drive out so that they won't have to talk to the police. And this is where I'm going to pause and be like, first of all, what is so wrong with him exiting and being questioned by the police? Because if he has, they mentioned there's like 3,000 men there. It doesn't make sense for the FBI to do a full background check on everyone, and they had like 5 different ideas of what the killer could look like, and he does fit one of the 5 IDs. But like, I feel like if he just answered some police questions and came up with a good alibi for where he was the night of one of the murders, he would have been fine. I feel like this whole thing was just an overreaction. But anyway, so like they're riding in the limo with Lady Raven. He's like, yeah, you can just drop us off at my car. And she's like, no, I'm gonna drive you to your house. And so they like get to the house, and Lady Raven's trying to like gain some power in the situation. She ends up taking his phone from him at one point and locking herself in the bathroom. And then she like communicates to the dude that he has trapped, and she's like, describe where you are, and he does. And then she like goes live on her Instagram and is like, hey everyone, you need to find this house and save the dude that's trapped in the basement. And then the dad basically like breaks into the bathroom. But at that point, it took like literally 2 minutes for people to find this house, break into it, and get this guy free from the room he was in, which makes legitimately no sense to me at all. So then like the dad goes crazy and he tries to kidnap Lady Raven, and they spend like the second half of the movie of like him kind of trying to kidnap her, and it's a whole thing, and it just drags on at that point. And he gets away, but then he goes home to like talk to his wife, because his wife had no idea that he was a murderer, and he finds out that it was his wife who tipped off the police because she was pretty sure it was him. And the movie ends with the FBI catching him at his home when he's talking to his wife, and they're carrying him out to the car, like the truck that they are going to imprison him in. And he makes them stop so he can like pick up a bike and set it so it's on its kickstand, because like one of the things that they mention in the movie is that he's really particular, he's very OCD about things. So he like picks up the bike and puts it on the kickstand, and I'm like, no way would the FBI allow him to do that. Like, he's in handcuffs, they got him in chains, like they wouldn't let him touch anything. And then his daughter is like brought back to the house, and she like runs over and hugs her dad before they put him in a freaking armored truck. And I'm like, once again, the FBI would never allow him to touch anyone after that point. Like, he easily could have put his daughter in a chokehold and been like, let me go or I kill my daughter, which he didn't. But the movie ends with him like in the FBI truck, and turns out when he had picked up the bike, he like got one of the spokes loose and uses it as a wire to unlock himself, and he, you know, gets out. So I guess the hunt is on again. So overall, it was just like I liked the idea of the concert, and it was refreshing to see that they were leaving the concert at some point. But the second half of the movie really does kind of like drag on, and it's stupid, because at a certain point you're just like, this is unrealistic. Like, the FBI would not have this many slip-ups, and also it was kind of overkill to like freak out and try to, I don't know, like he was way too lucky with so many things. Like, of course the one person you talk to is the uncle of the singer who ends up picking your daughter to go on stage to do this thing, and then you get backstage. Like, it's stupid in my opinion, but whatever. Ultimately entertaining, can't really complain. Kid Cudi was in it. He was funny for like 2 seconds. But yeah, that's the movie Trap. It is good. I was waiting for that like second plot twist, and it just didn't happen. Like, and I wanted there to be a really good one, and I just felt like, no, it wasn't really there, which is fine. But all right, this video's gone on way too long, so I'm gonna hang up. But have a nice day. Bye.